This week we will be wrapping up our short story unit, so I thought it was important to take some time to talk about publishing and sharing your writing. You will also notice that all of the assignments for this week revolve around the idea of ways to share your writing with others. Let's first talk about why we should share. Getting your ideas out there is important to writers. One of the many reasons that writers write is so that they can share their ideas with others, so finding ways to share those ideas is incredibly important to most writers. Second, in order to complete the writing process, your short story should be shared. Publishing and sharing is the final step in the writing process, and we want to make sure that we've completed all steps in the writing process before we move on to our next writing assignment. Last, everyone should have an opportunity to communicate with others, and writers do their communication through their published works. By publishing their works, they're able to share their ideas with their readers, and in many occasions these days get feedback on what they're writing. There's a couple different types of publishing that we're going to talk about today. The first being traditional, and the second being electronic, which actually falls into two versions, one being ebooks and the other being digital storytelling. The first we're going to talk about is traditional publishing. Traditional publishing goes through a publishing company. A writer writes a book or comes up with an idea for a book, takes it to his editor who works for a publishing company. The publishing company says, sure, we'd love to publish your book. They pay the writer a sum of money or maybe a royalty over a period of time, and they are responsible for putting the book into production. The finished items of traditional publishing are usually paper and ink. The kinds of things that you're familiar with seeing at bookstores and in your school library. And bookstores and other businesses are responsible for selling the copies. So the publishing company ships the books to a bookstore who then gets the books into the hands of readers. So this is traditional publishing. Because of the internet, we now can look at different and alternative ways of publishing which fall under electronic publishing. The first of which is ebooks. Ebooks are published much the same as traditional publishing. Ebooks have publishing companies that are responsible for putting the book into their final format. And most ebooks have a printed counterpart. So there's very few books out there that are ebooks that you can't also find in print. Ebooks are available online or as file downloads to use on readers like the Kindle and the Nook. I would assume at this time that most of you are familiar with the Kindle or the Nook, but if you're not, it's a very simple computer that works as an electronic book, and you're able to go onto the internet, download an electronic copy of the book you want to read. It appears in your electronic library in a matter of minutes, and then you can read it. You can store them online when you're done with them. And the nice thing about ebooks is they're often significantly cheaper than regular books because of the less manpower needed to create them. The second type of electronic publishing is called digital storytelling. When it comes to digital storytelling, authors usually self-publish. So authors may find a website that will allow them to publish their work, and they're really responsible for putting it in the final format they'd like it to be on. Online servers house the files, so you're able to go online and upload your books and then get them marketed to the people you would like them to be. The interesting thing about digital storytelling is that it allows pictures, music, and videos to be added to make the publication more of a multimedia experience for the reader. So if there's a certain section of your story that might be nice to have music, you could put that in there. Or if there's a picture that might accompany a section, you can actually upload that. So these are the three main ways that we can publish our work today, and some of them are obviously more accessible to us as students than others. Although if you enjoy writing, I strongly encourage you to continue doing it and to try to get your writing published. You will find through this week's assignments that I'm actually directing you to some areas and organizations that publish teen writing. And I would strongly encourage you to submit your stories if you're interested and see if you can get them published. As far as anything else this week, please make sure that you complete all of this week's assignments. Please make sure that you get your final copy of your story into me as soon as possible because I cannot wait to read them and to get them graded for you. And as well, if you have any questions about this week's assignment, don't hesitate to shoot me an email and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And as always, have a great week.